Now that the dust has settled, the update has passed a couple of days, and the season has started, it is time to check out every single thing that is new about Season 1 Plus, Stars Reignited, including the events, the maps, the layout of the behemoths, and everything in between. Stick around in this video so you can find out everything and know what to expect once your season starts. What is up, guys? MEOWER here, back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So finally, we're in Season 1 Plus, Stars Reignited. A lot has changed throughout the map, new events, new mechanics, new everything in Call of Dragons. So it's only fair that we dive in every single thing that has changed and see how that impacts you and how you can prepare yourself for what's coming. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, we'll be checking out the map and how it's laid out. So currently, as you know, there are now 4 starting regions. Sophrostia, Darlin, Burning Zoland, and Burning Lands. There has been a few changes throughout the map. Now there are only the giant bears, which are the first behemoths, along with the regular giants, are all present in the landing zone only. They used to be spread out throughout the map. They're only present without in the starting land only. And we can just dive in here through the Behemoth's overview interface and check them out properly. So there are now 4 giant bears per zone, and each gives a separate unique buff for that zone. So if you are a single alliance in a single zone, you should and you want to make use of all the buffs, you should take all of the 4 behemoths. And there are now 8 giants on the map from much more than before. Of course, each gives separate buffs, but the buffs don't stack if you control more than one zone 1. There are now 6 Thunder Rocks on the map, and they are present only in the uninhabited zone ones. So you're gonna have to You're gonna have to contest these behemoths with the other zone ones. So the way the map is laid out right now, it opens a possibility for fighting and contesting the behemoths as soon as the past ones open. So you're no longer going to be safe and content in a single zone. You're going to have to fight the enemies for chance to get all those behemoths. And there are now 3 hydras on the map, all locked in zone ones as well, with each giving 5% research speed. So if you want that, you're going to have to fight for it now. There are now 6 dire bears on the map as well, scattered throughout zone 2s. So there are 3 zone 2s, the same usual, and they all have these 6 giant dire bears. But those dire bears buffs have changed and have drastically improved than before. There are now 3 necro giants on the map, and each of them gives 15% CP recovery and 15% overall gather speed. That is an amazing buff, by the way, and it's definitely worth contesting. And there are now 7 magma demons, all locked in the zone once. So every single magma demon will be in a zone 1, and they all give the same buff. So it's all pretty much the same unique buff, so they don't stack. And of course, zone 3 now only has the flame dragon. There are no other behemoths in zone 3. That being said, the way the behemoths are laid out, it's time to check out what the map actually looks like. So the map has gotten significantly smaller than before. Burning Lands is now connected to Kaltia, which is contested between Sophrostia and Kaltia, while there is a gap, or rather an unpassable wall between Zoland and Burning Lands. They are no longer connected, and it seems like every single zone is pretty much going to fend for itself. There is nothing stopping any zone from being connected with each other. They're all going to be isolated. So you should plan properly and plan accordingly for the map because it's going to be very contested for all those behemoths. That is it for the map layout. Let's check out the new events. Oh, and before I get started with the events, it's really important to check out this new village system, village occupation system. So now there are you can hold up to 5 villages as soon as the season begins, and as the Augurstone progresses, you can get even more villages, and these buffs stack. So, for example, there is a village here that is currently connected with my alliance territory, I get to challenge it. And when I get to challenge it, there is a Darkling March that will appear. Once I defeat it, I can occupy this village and permanently grant myself these bonuses. Do note that village bonuses are no longer alliance for the entire alliance, rather it is for the individual that manages to occupy a village. As you can see here, I've occupied 5 villages that give hero XP bonuses, so I get a bonus XP for commanders when I kill Darklings now up to plus 15%. There's also peacekeeping, there's damage dealt to villages, there's elixir capacity and elixir production. Elixir capacity is the amount of elixir you can hold for every 6 hours, which is pretty nice. So, in my opinion, the best two are Hero XP for the early game and then later on elixir capacity. Elixir production is also nice, but I prefer elixir capacity over it because you want to heal as many troops as possible at any given time rather than spread it out all over the day. Then, now let's check out the new events. So there is the Summer Smash event, which is not really tied to the new season, but it is a new event nonetheless. For the first 3 days, you can only get up to 30 chests per day, which give you these items. If you don't know what these chests are, they appear on the map, and once you collect them, you get an item that looks like this. In order to find the chest, you need to kill some darklings, and they appear like that. Then there is the quiz quest, which basically just tests your knowledge on the game, whether if it's lore wise, game mechanics wise, or map wise. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and you get the chance to do it 3 times for 3 days. Every day it resets and gives you a chance to get up to 3 legendary hero tokens as long as you get all the necessary answers correctly. And you can get as many chances as possible as long as you do a certain task if you get an answer wrong in the first place. And then once you get all the items from Quest and Summer Smash, you get to exchange them here in Blessings of the Oak. It acts like a exchange store. Of course, you can use it to get the hero skill resetting, um, um, the new um, frame for your name, I guess it's called on the map. Their new picture frame, the avatar frame, the legendary hero universal tokens, and of course some speed ups, some resources, epic hero tokens, speed ups, gold keys, universal artifact keys, and of course some legendary medals. Of course, you want to get as many as possible of the legendary hero commander tokens because they are the most valuable, and then probably universal artifacts keys, then gold keys, then speed ups, and then of course gold legendary medals, and then as many training speed ups as possible. And then finally the resources, which are the least value, but if you do end up with extra overall, then by all means go for it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to because it seems like in this event, you can't really get all the rewards you want. So you're on a very limited budget. So you want to get as many of the legendary hero tokens as possible, and then get whatever you want when you run out of flower crowns. Now, there is the Wheel of Destiny. I sadly did not record the Wheel of Destiny. However, the Wheel of Destiny starts as soon as you start the season. It gives you a chance to get Flalala and Syndrome as soon as the season starts, and I think these two will be exchanged next time the season begins because this gives you a chance early on in the season to get the new season's heroes. I think it appears 1 time per season. However, I'm not entirely sure, but it feels like it appears 1 time per season because after the event is over, it forces you to exchange the tickets, and you can get up to 20 Destiny tickets for gems, costing you a total of 9,000 gems, and then you have to buy the last 80 in order to get as many rewards as possible. If you get all 4 of the premium chance rewards, you pretty much clear out the entire wheel and get everything else easily. If not, you're gonna keep spending till you get them all eventually, and then whatever remains from your Destiny tickets will be exchanged for resources. Here are the packs in case you didn't know. There we go. It goes for $5, 10, 20, 50, and then 100. It pretty much nets you the remaining 80 for giving you a lump sum total of 100 spins for this event. And then, of course, you get this UI after you're done exchanging for this one Destiny ticket equals one level 4 random resource chest. Then there is Riches of the Forest. In my opinion, one of the worst events ever. It is completely RNG based. It's too expensive for what it gives, and the probabilities are only slightly higher. But there's also some really bad artifacts in that pool, and there isn't really a soft pity other than the first, ever other than the every 90 draws you can get that guarantees a legendary, but there is no guarantee that you're going to get any of the important artifacts, which are Rattle Spear, which in my opinion is one of the best archer artifacts right now. I think it's even better than Shadow Blades, mainly because of this passive, but I will showcase the entire artifact information in case you want to read it. So it deals damage to one enemy legion in a forward arc, strikes 3 times. Each strike has a short charge up. The direction of the strike can change slightly each time, and then it does physical skill damage by up to 2.5 thousand. It slows the march speed of the enemy by up to 20%. And then if you have defense penetration applied to it, you're gonna ignore 20% of the enemy's defense for 7 seconds without cooldown. And this is a passive, so you don't even need to activate the artifact in order to make use of this. So if you're running this on something like a Nico, you're gonna have a permanent uptime of ignoring 20% of the enemy's defense for the entirety of the fight as long as Nico gets to cast his rage skill, which is insanely overpowered and overtuned. This artifact definitely needs a nerf, or this cooldown definitely, or this passive definitely needs a cooldown. Because otherwise, if you get this artifact on something like a Nico Kinara, good luck ever surviving that march because they're going to have so much defense penetration and so much DPS on you, you're not going to be able to survive it. And of course, there is the Spring Blades, one of the other new artifacts. I made a prediction a couple of videos ago stating that this will be an Emrys artifact and the Rattle Spear will be a Kinara artifact. I was right. But however, I feel like Rattle Spear is better for Nico primary than Kinara primary, assuming your Kinara is awakened, then by all means use it on her. If not, then, well, Nico is the go to. Now, this artifact is pretty seems pretty bad at first, but when you really read it and dive into what it gives, it's actually pretty good and does a lot of damage. Don't let this little damage factor fool you because when as soon as you throw it, you're gonna deal 2000 damage factor and then you're gonna deal 400 damage factor for 5 seconds, so that is a total of 2000. And then as it returns, it's gonna deal another 2000 to all enemies. So you're gonna deal 2000 up to and minimum 2000 damage factor to all enemies as long as you throw it in a certain space and hits as many enemies as possible. It's going to do its rotation and then it's going to come back and deal again another 2000, which is pretty great and it does pretty great AoE. The passive is that it grants your Legion Keen every time they gain Passion. If you don't know what the Passion buff is, Passion is basically a Rage Accumulation Speed bonus skill that Bakshi and Emrys have. Well, Emrys has it on his second skill, and Bakshi has it on his fourth skill with luck, assuming you luck out and get a Rage Accumulation Speed bonus. And then you can have a chance to get Infernal Flame, which is the Lilia artifact, and Dragon Scale Armor, one of the best infantry artifacts in the game right now due to the sheer amount of HP it provides. And then you just keep drawing with gems. I dumped like 60,000 gems in this event only to get Elusia's Horn. So I'm pretty biased when I say it's not a good event, but maybe your luck will be better than me. So be sure to try it out. Maybe you get lucky, maybe you won't, who knows. Then there is the Dragon Trail Race event that will appear as soon as your season starts. You just basically race with with your server to see who can reach stage 55 as quickly as possible to get as many rewards as possible. The rank one being, of course, the best rewards, and then it scales down, and then it scales down and down and down all the way up to rank 150. Always nice. You should always be rushing your Dragon Trail anyways, so no reason not to, and this is just another better incentive for you to do so. Then there is Heeding the Call. When you reach Alliance membership 70, you get these rewards for every single one of your alliance. Pretty nice overall. And of course, there is the Behemoth Hunter. Still hasn't started because the Giant Bear still hasn't opened from the Augurstone. The Great Revival. It'll help you establish yourself and your alliance pretty quickly to build everything pretty quickly, and then things will be back to normal building speed. So make sure to make use of this as much as possible. And then there's hot topics. It's not it's a content creator project community, and then there's strongest lord, which gives you a chance to get unlock syndrome. Syndrome is an SLE commander, while Falalala is a Wheel of Fortune commander. I did unlock them both from Wheel of Destiny. I will probably start working on Falalala on from the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune, of course, gives one of the highest value for gems and money spent in the game. So I'll definitely be working on her passively from the Wheel of Fortune, because I'm going to spin it anyways, and she will be appearing on day 2 of SLE. SLE itself, the strongest solar event, I don't know if I'm going to try to even bother competing it or not, because it's not really worth it if you don't rank in at least the top 5. Anything lower than top 5 is not really worth it to compete in, because the amount of money or speed ups you're going to invest in does not equate to as much value in terms of sculptures you gain. That is it for the new map and the new events. And of course, let's just check out the new Augurstone, because there will be lots of new events. Of course, the first Augurstone will open Resurgence, and then Crown of Justice, End of Indecision, which grants you scout access, but you don't really need scout access because every single thing is already scouted on the new map. And there is also level 7 and level 8 nodes that spawn regularly on the map. As you can see here, there is a level 8 node that will appear for you. And of course, this is a merged cluster between 5 servers right now that will change every single time the season ends and the new season begins. Titan's Legacy will reset. So it's still Shadow Blades. I don't know why they haven't changed it, but maybe they're gonna change it in the official season too. And then there is, of course, PvP XP leveling, but still this hasn't opened till Silent Celebration opens with Zone 2. So as soon as Zone 2 opens, you're going to be able to get XP from PvP combat. How much it's going to give, it's not really known, but it is the only way to get XP once your commanders reach level 50 and you want to get them to level 60. You won't be able to get them to level 60 any other way than just doing PvP and farming merits and fighting, whether if it's your enemies or your allies, whatever method you're going to use, that is the only way to get your commanders to level 50. And of course, there is the 5 and 6 stars for commanders and 5 and 6 stars for your artifacts. Do note that the 5 and 6 stars buffs for commanders do stack, so be sure to get your main marches to 6 stars as soon as possible and try to reach level 50 as soon as possible. And on the commanders that you have currently at 6 stars, just to make use of the bonus. And if you haven't seen the video, I will leave a title card for it up right now for the new commanders, where I showcase all their skills and how to obtain them. That is it for everything that has changed in the new season, regards to the map, to the packs, and everything. And speaking of packs, the gem market will reset. So if you bought the first purchase bundles before, you can get them again to get twice as much value. So I definitely recommend it if you are a spender. There is the pack for Joy of Destiny, and there will be a pack for every time before a pass opens. It's going to be really good, and they actually buffed Blaze of Glory, making it an even better pack than it was originally. So be sure to pick it up as well. I know I will pick it up all the way to the 3 gold chests, because it gives amazing value, amazing speed ups, and it also gives reserve legions as well. That is it for for everything that has changed for the new season. If you like content like this, please do drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and be on the lookout for the new series I will be starting within either tomorrow or after tomorrow, called Life of a Meow, where I will be showcasing my daily progress in the new season and try to get you as caught up as possible for what occurs in the new season, and how you can maybe copy what I do to help you grow faster and get ahead of your enemies even quicker. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow.